July, you are back.
I'm back.
You were one of my first guests. And
Yeah.
one of my favorite guests.
Well, thank you very much.
I feel like that was pretty quick after I met you, too.
I know. I met you at the
Flea. Randomly.
And then literally called you up one day. I was like, can I crash at your house?
Oh, yeah. Because you were looking for lodging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like meeting you at the flea market,
Mm-hmm.
crashing at your house.
Yeah.
And I was on your podcast.
Was that the same day?
Was it?
I think it was. Or the day before, or the next day.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I arrived. Yeah, because I remember I was on the road all day and I was all sweaty and I felt gross.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not being filmed.
Yeah,
I know you're going to film me.
Dude, that's such a funny thing. Like, I feel like I roll out of bed and I'm just like, good to go. I'm out the door.
Oh, yeah?
And obviously, like, I feel like women have this beauty imposed on them. Like they have to some threshold of beauty before they can be out in public. I'm just like, I don't even think about it.
Yeah, it's a mixture of like women really love to adorn and to adorn themselves. And, you know, there's something really beautiful about that of like presenting and painting and adorning yourself. But then there's also the unfun side of it being expected and it being strange when you just are not wearing makeup and as your default human self.
Should I start wearing makeup?
I say if you
wanna.
Sounds
nice, dude.
Well, yeah, like decorating yourself is so fun.
What's your go-to? I feel like there's like, how many pieces of makeup do you put on? And if you're
it depends.
Fleshing out the look. Yeah,
it totally depends. If I'm like going for it, I do the foundation. I might do a little contour action, you know? I'm not an eye makeup person, but sometimes I am. Like if I'm feeling moody, maybe I'll do eye makeup, but I haven't worn eye makeup in so long.
Do you read what they put in that stuff?
Oh, so much bad stuff. But I mean, our skin, I think there's a lot of bad stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize how, I was obsessed with this stuff for so long, like really obsessed. Every little tiny red 40 and every ingredient. I'm like, I don't want that to touch me.
I feel like you kind of should be, right?
Yeah, but also I think we can easily fall into the like fear of, it's like a fear thing as opposed, well, people can quickly get obsessed with all the different like, oh my God, in a movie, who's the bad guy? Villains. Everything's a villain, you know? Like everything is out to get you outside in the outside world, but our bodies really have a huge capacity to protect themselves.
Yeah.
And filter out things. And like our skin doesn't absorb like what we think it does.
But there's so many carcinogens in everything we make now. Like
yeah.
Like we're just like, you know what? Oh, it's a carcinogen. Let's just throw it in here.
There's like, some really bad stuff out there.
It's like they know it's a carcinogen. They don't give a fuck. Like these companies that make all this stuff.
Yeah.
I was reading, did you hear this study the other day that came out that like they tested on like hundreds of different men's testicles and there's microplastics in like all of them?
in men's testicles there's microplastics.
Everyone's.
How does it get in there?
It's just I don't know, but I think it's just like how like our grandparents had like asbestos, our parents had lead in them.
Yeah,
we got little
microplastic baby
in our balls. Yeah,
damn.
I mean,
crazy.
I'm sure you got it flown somewhere, right?
In my balls.
Yeah, in your balls. It can't be.
I mean, it is everywhere.
Everything's plastic now.
We're getting better though.
Yeah.
There's some amazing stuff happening of like ways to recycle plastic with like, what was the Paul Stamets documentary, Fantastic Fungi on Netflix? Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah.
And it starts off, and I'm going to butcher this, but I think it was something like they found this certain fungi
that eats plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, or eats oil. It will clean up oil spills. Also, there was something I saw about like recycling plastic with mushrooms, and
I need a jar of those guys. Just throw them in all my messes.
Yeah, just let them loose in your house like some goats in a yard. You just get your fungi and clean your house.
This is my fungi farm.
Yeah,
your dates won't like that one.
I don't know. It depends who.
Yeah.
Some of them might love it.
There's a little fruit fly hanging out around there.
I can't see.
How is there plastic in the paints you use? Is it like a synthetic? What are you using?
Well, the acrylics, there's latex.
Yeah.
But the oil paint, it's just oil and the pigment and some. Oh gosh, is it just oil and the pigment, or is there a binder of some sort in there? I don't know.
Is that bad for you? Do you know? Have you looked into that?
You should definitely not eat it. Shouldn't have it on your hands all the time. There's cadmium in there. In some, the pigments are what you have to watch out for. If it's loose and you're breathing it, it's really bad. So if I'm mixing my own paint with my own pigments, that can be
wear a
really
mask
harmful.
For that?
I don't do that. So
you're asking for it?
No, I don't mix.
Okay.
It with loose pigment. That's what can be dangerous. It's when it's wet in its own contained paint. I mean, if you get it on your hands, it's okay. Don't eat it, obviously. Don't be like eating and painting. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
I've eaten a lot of paint.
Oh, wow.
I'm fine. Look at me now.
I eat like paint chips off the walls every once in a while.
Just for fun.
Yeah. They're tasty.
It's like when you're anxious, you just eat like paint chips.
Little tortilla chips, yeah.
That's actually, they're excellent vessels. Paint chips. For other things like salsa.
Right.
Queso. Yeah.
Yeah. Little spoons.
I thought about that.
I want to start. I used to draw a lot as a kid, and I still kind of like do a little bit of that, and but it's something that just totally fell. Like, it's not a passion of mine. I think that's why I just never really chased that world. But I was thinking about this, how I used to have art classes in grade school. And by the time I got to like 7th and 8th grade, we just weren't having them. Like, they just like cut them out of the curriculum.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. And I didn't really think about it at the time because I was a kid, you know? But it's so fucked how art is always just like kind of this passive subject.
It's hard to, in schools, it's hard to quantify you can't really quantify any aspect of art. And in other studies, it's far easier. Obviously, math, science, there's questions and you answer them correctly.
And they're like federally mandated subjects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And art, it's not. So I can understand how in our modern, like in the way most schools are now, it's not as important because everyone passes, but it means nothing.
And it's also too, like, those teachers, what are they even getting paid? Like how much effort, and most of them are supplying their own.
Yeah, my art teacher did.
Like utensils or whatever. And that's an expensive subject to teach then.
It is. Yeah, it's a mess. We gotta do some work on the schools are doing some interesting stuff nowadays though.
Yeah.
Like it's shifting because I think, man, I don't know all the terms for this, but it used to be that like testing, like you would excel in school if you could test well. So it wasn't if you actually knew what you were doing, if you were smart,
right,
or even if you were intelligent on a grand scale for that matter. It was if you could memorize things within like a couple days and then regurgitate them, which means nothing.
No.
I was good at that. I was good at memorizing stuff.
Me too. I had a teacher. It wasn't until like freshman year of high school. His name was Mr. Null, and he was very much about like critical thinking. Never gave any tests that were like, he taught world history, but he would have a monthly in-class essay, and you could write about anything you wanted, but you had to come up to him with a thesis and like a well-thought like idea for your essay. And you could pretty much blow off the class, but if you wrote good essays, you would do okay. But it was very much like teaching you to just like, develop your ideas. And like, I think that is more important than learning the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Like, that benefits me in no way. And I think art class is important that it teaches you to critically think and develop ideas that are important to you, but also unique and irrelevant from all these standardized testing things what does that even mean? I like the SATs and the ACTs. Like, what is that even telling you about that kid? I don't.
Yeah, I think we were trying something out.
Yeah,
It doesn't really work very well.
No.
Did you do well on those? Did you take them?
I did. Oh my god! I'm sorry about that.
Cardinal rule.
Yeah. Oh my god. I did okay. See, I did not study, but I retained information really well.
Mm.
And I would just.
That's good.
So I would, pay attention in class, pass the tests, and then all that info was gone.
Oh, okay.
Out the ears.
Well, your mind was aware of what it needed to retain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't need that's enough
to get through the day.
Are you still somebody that remembers things well?
Certain things.
If you want to.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. If I want to retain it, I will retain it.
There's some times that I genuinely think I want to remember something and I just can't. And I wonder why. Like a lot of history, a lot of historical stuff I'm fascinated by when I'm reading it. And then I forget everything. It's weird. And I was like, I thought I have a good memory.
Dude, there's so much more information bombarding us than ever before, too.
Yeah, that could be.
So you can't remember everything.
No.
I'm really bad with names, though.
You gotta make a trick for that. You gotta connect it to something else.
What do you do?
Like, let's see if you meet a Jim. Then I'll look at him and I'll imagine him as Slim Jim, as a big Slim Jim. I look at him and I really visualize him as a Slim Jim. Okay. And then when I see him again, I'm like, ah.
That's like the Trump method of Sleepy Joe. You give him a little adjective.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, you give him a little adjective to characterize him, and then you always remember him.
You got to find your way back. Because that's the thing with memories. It's it's in there. You just have to tug on that string. Right. So if you give yourself a little string to tug on, well, there's a book, Moonwalking with Einstein. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
4 is the guy's last name because I remembered it because I think of golf.
4.
But he has his whole book, Joshua 4, Foer. He has his whole book on memorizing. He was somebody that was just like a standard guy with a standard mind in regards to memorizing things. And he started studying the people that were winning these memorizing world championships where they have decks of cards, plural of cards that they memorize the entire order of. And he was talking to them, and turns out they all use an almost identical method of remembering. And it has to do with the part of our brain that is the most, that remembers, what would be the way to phrase this? The best memory of part of our mind. Like
the cortex or some shit.
Our spatial awareness is the best in terms of memory, above all else. If you go somewhere, you can probably find your way back there if you were to do it again, just because we're animals and it makes sense. I just butchered that phrase-wise. But so that's the strongest part of our mind. So what these people would do is they would visualize walking into a physical place that they already know that exists, like their childhood home. They open up their front door and then they kind of follow this pathway, and along the path they will place these things they need to memorize. So for instance, if your grocery list is salmon and eggs and mushrooms, then you open up your door and there's salmon everywhere falling from the ceiling. And then
I want this recipe.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. Salmon, egg, and mushroom tart.
Casserole.
Ew. A tart would be way better. And so salmon are falling from the ceiling and you walk down and then you slip on an egg. And then you continue. And
so you elaborate on this whole story for it all.
Yeah, spatial, and you visualize it. And the more out there and memorable it is and shocking, the better. And it works. It's a visual, you're walking through a space. That's the point.
See, I would never enroll in one of those contests. I would just make a mockery and a fool of myself.
If you had to, do you have any special thing that you think you could do in a contest? I excel in this.
You know what I've thought about? Being a musician I remember my own songs really well, and I remember the lyrics because I wrote them.
Mm.
But when I learn cover songs, I really struggle remembering any of the lyrics. Like I really try and learn the songs, but recalling lyrics that someone else wrote, they aren't like ingrained in my brain.
Mm.
And it's 10 times as hard for me to do a cover song than it is like one of my own songs. Which I think that makes sense. You know, I wasn't involved with the creation of it. And that is like burning into my brain.
That's fair.
All the steps of making that product.
So your contest could be like, teach me something and watch me forget about it real fast.
Yeah, I got to write a whole song for my A-push test on Friday.
It would be fun though if there was like a show about kind of like Project Runway, how they had like all these designers and they give them some theme and then they give them to the fabric store and they do the thing. If they had a bunch of musicians that were like multifaceted that can like hone in on different genres and like themes and stuff and go like make a song with these instruments in this theme and this is your prompt word. Like,
I like that. I think that's a better idea than fucking Masked Singer.
Oh God. Yeah, that one irks me and I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something so flamboyant and like superfluous about it that makes me like want to vomit, especially in the state of things.
Well, I've talked to a few people who've been on those shows and have been like contestants in their shows that are totally for like boosting the brand of the judges. You know, the winner and the people involved in singing. Masked Singer is a little different because it's a lot of celebrities are the singers or whatever. But like American Idol, where it's like some random kid who might be a great singer and get really far, but they're irrelevant almost like tomorrow, and maybe they can capitalize off that blip of fame online or social media, but most of them just fall to the wayside because most of those people are even just singers. They're not writers.
That's true.
But I don't know. All those shows all those cable shows are so, I don't know, produced.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to Song Exploder?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
There's a TV show now. I never watched the TV show. I was afraid.
Oh, yeah.
I like how short and sweet You
watch on TV?
I used to, a bit. But like, I don't need more. Sometimes I might get out Netflix. But I love audiobooks. And I really love, when I watch TV is right when I'm going to sleep. Like, I get home. I don't have a lot of free time, but by choice.
Yeah.
Like, I have work on my own stuff, and then by the time I'm like too tired to paint my own stuff, then I'll go lay in bed.
Yeah, you just throw on the headphones and you're in the fucking zone painting, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's really hard to stop. But so I look curling into bed and watching a show. But what was your question even? I don't even know what I was gonna say.
You don't watch TV.
I watch TV very much.
But
Song Exploder.
Song Exploder. Yeah.
I love podcasts. I love audiobooks. I also like drawing in bed and listening to an audiobook. Or just laying there and visualizing.
Do you ever get like carpal tunnel?
Yeah, well, I don't have carpal tunnel, but I get
little twitches.
My hands hurt often. If I am doing like line work and I'm like I often like hold my pinky in this weird position and it'll start hurting.
Do you just take a shit ton of aspirin?
No, I actually exercise to help my body, to help me work. And I do a lot of like therapeutic things for my shoulders. My right shoulder's a little weird. It's pulled forward a whole bunch, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I hang from doorways. I actually think every artist, if you're spending like at least like 4 hours a day working, hunched over something, you should really look at like just some habits, stretches. And this is kind of like, you hear this a lot, but like really, because if you get in the habit of doing it for 20 years, it's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, dude. Yoga is important.
Yeah. But even saying that, a lot of people like, oh, I should go do yoga. No one will do it because it's too big of a thing in their mind. Like, just stretch your shoulders in a doorway back because, like, these muscles, your pectoral muscles, they get really tight when you're like this. And that's what will give you a hunchback. So all those, like, opening up, like, simple things do a couple times a day are, like, very
Dude, I sit at my computer doing like mixing a song or whatever the fuck at my desktop, and I get this kink in my shoulder. It's like a sharp pain. And once I start feeling that, I know I have to just stop for the day. It's like after like 4 straight hours of just doing it.
Do you ever just like jump or loosen up?
Do some jumping jacks?
Literally just like jump around a little bit.
I should do more jumping. We don't frolic as much
We
when we get older.
More. I jump all the time. When I wake up in the morning, I'll yeah. It's good for your like lymphatic system too.
Your downstairs neighbors probably hate you.
I'm on the top floor, so I don't even know what it sounds like to have. There's somebody. I waited for that.
This bitch on floor 5 keeps jumping all day.
Wakes everybody. Like she's having fun up there.
It's good.
I know I'm alone. I'm just jumping.
It's better because you're light, you know.
I don't think it actually. I got thick floors. Like
okay.
Nothing really makes much noise in my complex. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I never lived in like a complex like this before.
You don't hear anyone next door?
Mm-mm.
That's
crazy.
Awesome.
I hear their music if their doors are open, but it's really soundproof. I'm amazed.
They leave their doors open?
Well, we have balconies.
Oh, okay.
Balconies. There's special ones. There's a D in front of them.
Yeah, the Bears. I sometimes I think about, me and my gal are going at it or something. What are they hearing next door?
Oh, exactly. There should be, you should just like put a little note on their door.
Note. Hey,
what can you hear?
Put on some headphones from 8 to 9.
Yeah. Maybe.
I have to schedule like 3 days in advance. Thursday, 8 to 9.
Some earplugs. Complimentary.
Oh,
that'd be kind.
I have them glued. Yeah. Fucking taped to the paper.
Or it can just be little earplugs and that's it, Just tack them to the door and you don't need to say anything. It's implied.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind. Yeah.
Speaking of that, are you seeing anyone lately?
I knew that was coming. It came last time and I was like, I was like planning my response.
Oh, you planned it.
I thought about it.
Last time I saw you were with a sir.
I was with a sir.
Was that a date?
No, we were like the man. What was it, like a year ago that I was on this with you?
Oh yeah,
or more than a year ago?
No, it was a year ago. Probably last.
I saw that guy for a long time. He was a very, really wonderful man.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not seeing each other anymore.
Mm. For the best.
For the best, yeah.
Good
friends still. But there is somebody in my life.
Nice.
No names.
Yeah,
but there's somebody in my life now.
Good for you, dude.
He is, yes.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much.
His name's No Names.
His name is No Names now.
Wow.
No, this is it's vulnerable enough being on a podcast and having everything I say.
You don't need to talk about what you don't need to talk about. How'd you guys meet?
We've known for each other for a long time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's quite an intricate story.
Back in Idaho?
No. I'm so nervous to talk about this. Oh, it makes me nervous.
Who cares, dude?
I do. It's so personal. It's tender now, how it is?
It's early, right?
Kind of, yes.
Mm-hmm.
For this.
Fair enough.
It's been an off and on thing for a while, but oh God.
Oh God.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, fair. Are you going to get a dog?
I will get a dog one day when I stay in a place long enough that I can. I travel too much now. It's too hard.
Mm.
But I'm trying to settle.
A little pocket dog. You throw them in your back pocket.
I thought about a rat. I've thought about a snake, even a spider.
Wow.
I wanted like anything that is alive that I can keep with me.
Yeah.
As a friend, like on the road.
A hamster.
I thought about a hamster. I don't like hamsters.
Yeah, we talked about hamsters.
Have we?
Yeah.
I got bit by one when I was little. Probably told you that when
we talked about how they always die violently.
Right.
Yeah. Guinea pigs. A weird little animal, aren't they?
Those are weird. Those are like doodles that somebody made into a real. There's a couple animals like that were just like a silly doodle. I was like, I just make that real.
Yeah, if God was sitting there, if he was a painter and that's how he crafted things, that one was a joke. I will make this one a joke.
It was minimal effort is what it was. It was a circle, a couple dots, and he was done.
Yeah. The beaver is a more fleshed out guinea pig, I think.
Oh.
Would you agree?
I'd think a wombat is.
A wombat, yeah.
Wombat has some legs, a little bit more of a face, but it's pretty much a guinea pig, but bigger. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I used to just love those.
Are they from New Guinea? Is that where they get the guinea?
That's a good question. I don't think so. That'd be weird if they're from New Guinea, don't you think?
And also, like, that saying, I'm going to be a guinea pig for, like, an experiment. Aren't rats usually the experimental animal? Who's testing on guinea pigs?
Because I feel like they're hard to come by.
Yeah. They're more rare breed.
Yeah, why would you be using those?
You got to buy, like a $30 guinea pig at Petco or something.
That's actually a good point you have. But I'll be your rat isn't.
Yeah. Doesn't ring.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring right. A sad existence regardless.
You think?
Being a tiny little rodent.
I think it would be fun. You don't know what's going on under there in the storm drains.
Oh yeah, if you're wild. If you're, chilling in a fucking fenced little Petco box your whole life.
Well, yes. If you are a animal inside of a cage.
The drains do sound fun, huh?
Yeah.
There's gotta be a little party going on.
Yeah. Like punks down there. Bonfires
it's dirty
and Liberty
down there.
Spikes.
And those.
It's fun for them.
Dude, those rats are dirty.
Dirty is. What is the. I've had such a long day. Bear with me.
Yeah.
What's the word meaning that it's arbitrary? No, there's a better word for it.
It's objective.
Subjective was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Dirty is subjective.
Mm-hmm. To us, a civilized,
well
washed.
Dirty to me is very different than dirty to other people too.
Yeah.
Like I'm very dirty, I'm sure, to some people.
Sure.
And I'm very clean to others.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a whole, if you were to rate yourself, if you were to have like all of society, all the peoples, rate you on your cleanliness, where do you think you'd land?
From 1 to 10?
Yeah.
As in, like,
you got.
You're a sewer rat. 1.
1?
1 is a sewer rat?
Yeah. And 10 is like.
It's like CEO.
Yeah.
At the board meeting.
Yes.
Clean.
Like the people that take those little sanitizers and wipe off the.
Yeah. And they have like no immune system because they're always sanitizing everything.
Yeah, sanitize everything. The shopping cart, sanitize it.
I would say.
Shake someone's hand, sanitize.
I would say I'm about like 6.9.
Oh, okay. 0.9.
I shower regularly.
Fair.
I would say I have a pretty dirty job with the clothing in some regards.
That's messy. It's not dirty.
Yeah. But I clean myself when I get dirty very quickly.
6.9, fair.
I wash my hands when I use the restroom.
Do you have a hand towel in your restroom?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's points. Separate hand towel.
But those are gross in their own way, aren't they?
Oh yeah. But the fact that you have a separate hand towel, not just like your bath towels to use.
Oh no.
Are points.
That's a separate item for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys I know are like really weird about like they have a towel for their balls and a towel for their face.
Wow.
Like it's like 2 different items.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
It's fair.
But when you're like cleaning yourself, I don't know. I have 1 towel.
I have 1 towel.
Although, I guess this is kind of ups me on the clean scale. I like to use a new towel maybe every other shower. Some people have like the same towel for like all week. Yeah. I like using a fresh towel.
If it smells, I will wash it. I do laundry like once, maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
And I also, I've lived many a life, and I've lived in I've lived in vans, I've lived in buses, I lived in my car, I lived in all sorts of places.
You lived in a bus?
I lived in a bus. Well, not like with some like runaways.
Yeah.
On the road by any means, but all that being said, like I think we're a bit too clean. I'm gonna dig myself a hole here.
You're a
I
dirty
still
gal, aren't
shower.
you?
I also think like I shower, but I shower really quick, and I don't like
Mhm.
washing myself a lot because, or like washing my. I never like wash my arms or legs.
Yeah.
I wash the important parts. And I don't like unless I'm like covered in mud.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
we're
Well, you're
all
always covered in paint and shit.
yeah. Well, I'll try and scrub that off, but like even that, I don't like scrubbing my skin.
Yeah. I had a buddy who always got sick because he just like sanitized his hands like all day.
Yeah, and like I think we got to stay a little bit dirty.
Yeah. I always think about too, like just the handle to my apartment complex. Everyone is touching that shit.
Mhm.
The fattest guys are touching it. Fattest guys got some of the dirtiest hands in town.
Who?
Like the delivery guys.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
I mean, if they're touching all the gates around fucking
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that.
handles are probably the grossest thing in like your daily life
Mm-hmm.
that we don't think about. We're just like, oh, I'm gonna open this door. You don't know what's on that fucking thing.
Well, cities to me are much more of my type of dirty,
Yeah.
like that I don't like. Like I can roll around in the mud, be out in the woods, and I'll eat handfuls of dirt over
Sure.
like
Licking a doorknob.
licking a doorknob in the city. Oh yeah, it's just so different.
You ever lick a doorknob?
I haven't.
Me neither.
That's a dare.
Just wondering.
I did like probably the biggest mouthful of germs I've ever had, which I mean I have to think about it because there's a lot of situations I've been in.
Yeah.
One of them was I fell off somebody's shoulders in a river, but the river was like it was like flood water, so it was just like brown.
Yeah.
And I just gulped up a big old mouthful of that water, and I couldn't like throw it back up. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have like brain parasites.
That's
It
disgusting.
was like 5 years ago.
You know what I think about too is all the runoff from LA into like Long Beach and all the ocean waters, and then people still go surf like the day after it rains. Like
I never thought about that.
They usually like a lot of like surfers don't do that. You know, they wait a couple days or a few after it fucking downpours.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them are just gross people and don't care.
Or they have really high immune systems.
Yeah, that too.
And they're gross people. Those usually go hand in hand.
It's like half fecal matter, I'd imagine, right? Like, think about all of LA just rinsing into the water, and then you just go jump in it.
Wow, I haven't thought about that before.
Good, you don't have to ever again.
Am I loud enough? Is this okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, I can't tell.
Yeah, you're good. So how is your new, like, how do you like being full-time in a spot? Because I feel like, are you even full-time in a spot?
Yeah, I'm really trying to be. I have a hard time just staying in one spot. There's been a few times in my life that I would have stayed in my place had life not like flipped upside down and I had to leave for whatever reason. But
sure.
I'm trying really hard to stay here and get a rhythm, because as much as I've lived most of my life like really hungry for experience. So that's why it was hard for me to stay, because there was like another opportunity, another place I could go. I don't want to sign a lease. What if I wanted to travel over to Europe for whatever reason? Because I was just like really hungry for just like more and more and more. And I was just like running toward the horizon and like taking notes about all these things paintings I want to do and things that like epiphanies and all my lessons. But I just was shoving them in my pockets and not really doing not making things with them.
Yeah.
I've put out a good amount of work, but not nearly as much as I could be, because I paint pretty fast. So like what I wanted now was to stay, have a studio, have it set up.
Yeah.
Don't pack it up and move. Stay there and start getting some momentum with producing these things. Because
do you get in your head that you're not outputting as much as you should be?
Not so much that I should be outputting more. It's that there's so much in there that I want to exist, that needs to exist, because it's kind of driving me insane.
Sure.
I have like a backlog of like 6 paintings right now that I'm like so excited to do.
Sick.
It's very exciting, but it's also, I have like the more mundane like jobs, the more bread and butter things, like doing paintings.
The murals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you don't know if a painting is gonna sell. And like I thrive when I feel sufficient and like peaceful with like my house and money, and as romantic as it is to be the starving artist that like can't pay the rent. Like I really like making enough money to be peaceful, but it's hard in LA, man.
Yeah. A lot of expenses just pop up.
Yeah, like I get thrown off kilter all the time. Like, ooh, I thought I was doing a good job, but damn, like, ooh, we're gonna have to grind this week. I've been in a constant like hamster wheel with that, but
yeah, I know it's so nice when you have a little studio. Everything's in its place. You know where everything is. You aren't breaking things down and taking it all over the place, and just like you can immediately enter your flow state quickly, and then you can make more work, make more money quicker, hit your bills quicker. I think that's important for like any artist, of just like being everything, like locking in, streamlining their entire process.
Streamlining it. And like there's different parts of production, and I'm sure you're familiar with this as well. You might have your own like theories too, what makes you more productive, but there's like the dreamland, the in-between place that you can tune into to tap into these ideas and the visions and the like the really magical, light, airy, fun, exciting part of creation. And then there's the like you have to have a little energy, and you need to start like producing it. You need to prime your canvas and maybe like somehow transfer your image onto your canvas or sketch and get it ready to go. A lot of not fun parts. And then you might be like throwing up paint and it's beautiful and lovely, but then there might be a good stint of 20 hours that you're just grinding.
Sure.
Just drudgery, but having a space that can accommodate each of those phases is really important. Like having your wall that it's like all sectioned off, you got your drop cloths down. So when you're feeling wild and you want to be like throwing paint down, it's ready for you.
Yeah.
Having the painting over in the corner that's taking you like 2 months already, waiting for you when you're kind of maybe at the end of the day and you don't have the energy, but you can like just grind a little bit.
Have you had a gallery lately?
No, I wanna get one.
We should do one together.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to do another one soon.
For sure, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Because it's been something that, and I don't know how far in advance you have to start talking to locations about, because is it like a 6-month thing?
Like a month and a half.
Oh, really?
I did mine pretty quickly, like 2 months maybe out.
Oh, okay. Your photos would be really cool with all that.
I feel like the galleries, I think of it more like a party. Like obviously if you can make some money, for sure that should be a goal, to not lose money. But I think of it as like a networking thing more than anything. Just like bringing artists together. And
exactly.
Like how often do those things happen? Not very often. That like a reason for artists to come together where there's no obligation to spend or make any money for anyone coming. I don't want to charge like an admission thing to something like that.
No. If you're gonna sell some, just sell stickers. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just T-shirts. Like fling them right at you when you come in.
Make a cool T-shirt for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Freddy's gallery and all I got was this fucking T-shirt.
Is that what the last one was?
No.
Oh, okay.
It didn't say that.
It's like I bought one. I bought that one. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it says though.
Do you think it'd be tacky if you came out with a line of T-shirts with your work on it?
Oh, I thought about that. I think what I would want to do is like they'd have to be like sublimated, I think.
Yeah. To pull off the colors.
And I don't know how I feel like if I were to do it, it'd have to be on like old T-shirts and just like the painting there. Like it's tacked on top.
Right.
Because they don't lend themselves well to, my paintings are kind of weird because they're not like interior designer paintings. They're not some like big.
Yeah. I always thought your paintings would be sick. I don't know how to do this, but to like your shirt was totally wrapped with your painting.
Oh.
Totally enveloping it. Like just
That'd be cool.
A trippy piece.
I don't know. That's kind of verging on like trippy.
Yeah.
I don't know how that'd look.
Yeah, you just gotta like. There's a fine line of tackiness you
There is.
don't want to fall into.
I know, and I haven't been able to find it. I think like I couldn't be. It'd have to be kind of funky and old. Like I think it'd be kind of fun to take old ratty t-shirts or something and then put the paintings on there.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like sublimated. I don't even know if that's possible.
Do you sell copies of your paintings or only the originals?
Okay, I have a hard time with prints. It's hard for me to balance selling prints and my paintings and doing the murals and everything. So like I do sell prints, but they're expensive. And like I don't really want them to sell them for the price I do. I just can't sell them for cheaper because it's too hard for me to do them.
Sure.
And like get them printed and embellish them and do whatever. I do sell prints. I want to sell canvas wrapped or like stretched canvas reproductions prints of them. Yeah, that's a goal. That's a goal within the next few months.
I could send you some people.
Ooh, yeah, do. For the canvas.
Canvas or prints too.
I do Static Medium.
What's that?
Is a print shop here in LA.
Oh, okay.
They have the most incredible photographer to capture them. Unbelievable. Like if you ever want a photographer to capture a painting, my God, this guy's good. I forget his name now. I was like,
for like blowing up and shit.
Well, yeah, like for your prints, but the way he will just replicate, because when you take photographs, colors change.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get all the details. Like getting every single color exactly like it is in real life is really hard to do. And this guy is just like so good at it. So
how do you feel about like do you think if you started like on your website, the original is $3,000 or whatever the fuck, and then you had literally just an option underneath, buy a copy print for $500. Like, is that
I see what you mean.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I thought about that. Like, or even I'd probably do a run, like a limited edition of maybe I'd only make like 5 or 7 of the canvas, like stretch canvas reproductions.
It's so much harder being a painter than like almost any other medium, I feel like.
You think?
I think so. Because the original is so much more important than anything else you do.
Yeah.
Like a photographer, everyone knows it's just a copy of what you took. You know? Same with my shirt business. They're all copies.
Yeah.
There's no original per se.
I think what I do with that, like if I were to do copies or like prints, like canvas prints, is have them each still unique in themselves, like have the human hand on them. Like I'd probably embellish them with gold or whatever and paint on them a little bit so they are still their own.
Ooh. Yeah. Real gold?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know how to get real gold. I guess I could, huh?
Yeah.
Surely they make. Of course they do.
Or just spit in the corner and it's authentic.
Yeah.
It's got your spit on it. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can just say that.
Yeah. Your blood is on the back.
I cried on them. Yeah.
You ever thought about using blood in a painting? Have you done it?
No.
Oh.
It'd be hard. Well.
It's kind of gross.
I mean, I don't think blood's gross.
No.
Unpopular opinion. Yeah, I don't think it's gross at all.
Yeah.
Blood creeps people out. I get a little creeped out. Here's what creeps me out. When somebody's bleeding or something and they're numb and they don't know they're bleeding. And this is really specific. Like I watched this movie where this girl was like walking through this ice with her feet were numb and her feet were all cut up or something like that. And she didn't know she was bleeding and it just,
yeah.
Or like those vampire movies where they're trying to be sexy and they're like, he's drinking her blood and she's liking it. Oh, that just like,
yeah.
I hate that.
It is
so much.
We are just little bags of blood.
And I get that. I don't mind blood. Like I could just about drink a cup of it and it's totally, I don't even care.
You've done that before, haven't you?
No, I have drank blood before. I haven't drank a cup of blood.
Where?
Oh, I'm not going to explain this any farther, but I've definitely drank blood.
Oh, wow. That's pretty sick.
But yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't gross me out at all. But there's something about bleeding but not realizing you are. I think there's some that act in itself is what gives me the heebie-jeebies, which I think is logical.
Do you know your blood type?
Yeah. B negative. It's a weird one. Do you know yours?
No, I don't.
It should say on your birth certificate.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Have you given blood? You should give blood.
I've given blood. I've given plasma. It was one of the worst experiences ever.
Oh no, I want to do that. How bad? Why was it bad?
Well, I did in college.
Wait, if you tell me, is it gonna off-put? Will it make me not want to go give plasma?
I went to a pretty grimy location in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
They paid me $50.
Oh, okay.
So you already know the clientele that's showing up to this.
I actually think it's like 50 to 70 what they pay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So taking your whole day to make $50, you already know the people that are coming to this thing. It was a whole day like ordeal. Like you had to get like a checkup with the in-house doctor to make sure you aren't carrying who God knows what. I remember I got there, didn't have the right paper. I had to go all the way home, get the paper because I was like committed to doing it. Get home, get this, I don't even know what it was, some like medical record. Get there, I get sat down and it's like, these machines, I hope the machines that they used here are not like a standard thing because the top of these machines were showing all the blood sloshing around.
Well, don't they have to do that for the plasma? They like separate it?
Yeah, it's like the separator, but it shows just blood, just like a horror movie. I'm like, I don't want to see it. Put like a towel over that or something. And there's like 60 chairs, and you just see everyone's blood sloshing around like a farm. Like a farm.
Oh.
And I was getting woozy, honestly.
Yeah, I'd be too.
I was getting pretty woozy, and so I wrap it up. They finish. I remember I went to the bathroom before we left, and there was a guy on the ground in the corner of the room, and he's like, "Yo, man, you got any water?" And I'm like, "Dude, are you okay?" And he's like, "This is like my 4th time donating this week. And you're only supposed to donate once every 2 weeks, so you can replenish."
Yeah.
I'm like, because if he was donating that many times, that means he's been forging something between like centers.
Yeah.
So he could keep making his $50.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Giving all his blood away to make money.
I know.
Oh, my heart.
I know. And I think that was the last time I donated anything. It just wasn't a fun experience, you know?
No, it's so good to donate blood, you know, and it's not until like you need it that you're like, oh,
I might have like that super blood that like everyone can take. I don't even know.
Positive? O positive?
I don't know. I think so. That's the everyone.
I think it's O positive that is the universal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my blood's probably like 2 people need that.
Yeah.
We don't even go.
They just take my blood and throw it in the trash.
Probably.
They're like, oh, this guy's AB.
Second.
Loser.
What am I? Yeah, I forget now.
I have my birth certificate because my sister and I are almost done. Did I tell you about this?
No.
We were, my mom and her family are all from like Sicily.
Oh.
And so we're trying to like.
You're Sicilian?
Yeah, Sicilian. Are you Sicilian?
No.
No. Damn. But sorry. But we
could have been friends.
Yeah, we could have been. But there's like some like clause with their laws where we can get like a passport.
Oh.
And so like we're like almost through like all the courts to getting like our passport, our Italian passport.
So cool.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I'll be jealous.
I know.
You can like buy a house over there.
So I've been looking at like Sicilian property. It's not the best part of Italy to buy anything, but I don't know. It's so much cheaper than buying here, and it'd just be so sick to be like, oh yeah, I own a property. I have a villa in Palermo.
So like if you get this passport, it's all of Italy.
Mm-hmm. And thus the EU. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
I know.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I really hope that works out for you.
Me too. I know.
I'd love that.
I might just go there and not come back. I'll be shipping teas from Sicily.
Yeah. Well, you know, the only thing that very much varies on where you're at, but something that I notice about, I'm actually going to eat my words here. I was just going to say that it's hard to access the times that I've been traveling over in Europe. It's hard to access just like a health food store that has a bunch of organic fruits and vegetables. It's a simple thing. It's not common, and that kind of drives me nuts.
No, I know. The U.S. has the logistics and the convenience of the U.S. is crazy.
But our food is really
it's shit.
Really shit.
It's
weird.
So bad.
We have access to really, really great, like ridiculous health food, but then also there's all like the poison. But over in Europe, it's a lot more like it's sourced a lot better.
Yeah.
So there's it's a balance. But
I would love to work at like a winery or like an olive vineyard or something.
That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Plucking. Sipping.
Cheese. And you can just sit outside in those tables out on your beautiful vineyard and
overlooking the hills.
Overlooking the hills with white linen on.
Oh. Your little Italian children running around.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, because you're not Italian.
No, not Italian. Wouldn't be me. I'm Polish.
Oh, yeah.
I think I look pretty Polish. Of all the things that I am, I'm Polish and French.
Okay.
Mainly. And then a little bit of like muddy, as it goes.
Have you been in Poland?
No.
When I went to Europe, I flew into Warsaw.
Do you like it?
I liked Krakow more than Warsaw. Warsaw was chill, but it wasn't very hustle and bustling, you know what I mean? It wasn't very active. I don't know if I just was there at a weird time of the day and week, but it was just not a lot going on. I kind of left immediately.
Was it clean?
More or less. All of Europe is pretty clean.
Yeah, I find it interesting.
From my LA perspective, like people just throw their shit in the street, and like we literally have a street sweeper come once a week because it's so fucking gross here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something I notice about a lot of those countries are just so clean.
Yeah. I even think like I've heard people say like, oh, Paris is so dirty, and like some parts of like Italy are so gross. I'm like, dude, this is like exactly what we're talking about. Like the cleanliness is so subjective because I've seen just the grossest of gross, and I've been in India and seen some very dirty and just like bad sanitation practices.
Yeah.
And Europe was pretty chill.
Yeah, Germany, was probably one of the cleanest places I've ever been. Just like immaculate.
Yeah.
So put together.
You probably get fucking whacked in the head if you threw a can in the street.
Yeah.
Like they look down on that shit pretty, like they're very by the book over there.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
We should like normalize whacking people in the head.
Yeah.
When they litter.
You get whacked in the head. If you whack someone in the head here, you're getting stabbed though.
Or shot.
Yeah. Dude, right down the street. Not to.
I brought my pepper spray.
Yeah, good. Not to scare you, but like a mile and a half away, I can't remember his name, but he was an actor for General Hospital. You know that show?
Mm-mm.
But he was in like 200 episodes and he got fucking shot. Like these 3 people were stealing his catalytic converter.
Oh.
And he comes out to like say, "What the fuck are you doing?" And gets shot, and is literally like right next to a hospital too.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that fucked?
Yeah.
Over a piece of a car.
Someone's gonna probably steal my catalytic converter because I have a truck, and everyone steals them on those because they're lifted.
Yeah, the catalytic converter thing, you don't even really need one. It's not a necessary part of your car, but
it's like an appendix.
Yeah, but it's I don't even know what you like. Imagine showing up at the mechanic shop like, you guys want to buy this catalytic converter from me? I'm like, no, I'm not buying your stolen catalytic converter.
It's silly. Somebody stole my tailgate.
Yeah? Like the bumper?
Like the tailgate, like the door.
Oh.
Like I came out one morning and I was having like a shit day. It was funny. Amy just ripped it off and like the cords were hanging out there and I just laughed and laughed and laughed. Like, that's the shittiest thing.
That's so random.
It was. And then like a few days later, somebody like took a Sawzall to my gas tank. I was like, LA.
Dude.
I was angry. It was so shitty. It's kind of funny though.
I know. Someone broke into my car, my gal's car, that we came back from a market, and I left like some clothes in the front seat and broke the window and just took my clothes. Like,
really?
Yeah, just I'm like, so some scumbags are walking around wearing my shirts. And like I
it's free
so
advertising.
I know. I was just like giving back to the community.
You know what? All right.
In its own way.
Yeah. I've been robbed a bunch.
Oh yeah? Like at gunpoint?
No, never like that.
Without you there. Yeah. Knock on some wood around here.
No, my car.
Yeah. It's always the
3
car.
times.
The car is easy pickings.
Yeah. And I'm like driving everywhere all the time. And you shouldn't be leaving stuff in your car. I left so much stuff in my car.
Yeah, me too.
I think it came from work.
The car.
Should have brought it up with me.
You can't think you have to, the car gets you from point A to point B. You can't think of it as like it's out there.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
For sure.
It's
just
never
take your
safe.
stuff out of it.
Yeah.
I have all my life's in there right now.
Okay.
So I'm like,
I think you're okay.
Yeah. No, I should say, if I had to like grab things in a fire,
yeah,
my journals. I got like 13 or 14 journals from the past like 9 years of my life.
Damn.
They're very important to me. So I'd probably grab those. And then some letters and this and that, you know.
Do you ever digitalize anything?
Like take the journals and make them into...
Yeah. Do you have like a Dropbox?
I do. And I have good backups of things. I would like to take my journals and digitize them just so I can be really anal about it.
You should just take a video one day. Turn each page.
Yeah. Really high res video.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And then if it does ever get stolen, fuck it.
Who would want to steal those too? They probably steal them, read them, and feel so bad and give them back.
Yeah. That'd be so sad.
Poor girl that threw it up.
breaks your window again and throws them in there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Freddy. Some quick, shameless self-promotion. Go to my website at freddytylerpaul.com. Type in sex, drugs, and bad advice at checkout. And you'll get 15% off any order. That includes my books, my albums, my prints, my shirts, anything. Type it in and you're good to go. All right, back to the pod. All right, we got to do some bad advice now, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? You did this before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got here. Nothing crazy. I don't think.
It can be crazy. I welcome the crazy.
Okay, this is good because you're getting back into the dating life.
Okay.
I've been watching these reels where women get their nails or hair done and just expect their boyfriend to pay for it. In this said video, I think I've seen this video. The girl was in the middle of a fight with her boyfriend and still expected him to pay. Even more ridiculous is when they go out with their friends and there's an expectation that the man has to pay for his girlfriend and her friends. Is this real? Is this a social expectation that is now normal? Or is this some weird shit that only happens on TikTok?
That's not normal. And no, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. That's not normal.
Women pay for themselves. Like,
I think there's some, I think you'd be surprised.
No, actually, you know, if a man, it is just so classically men like to take care of women in ways that they can. Like things have shifted and it's not so prominent anymore that men, you know, so like there's small things that men do like to do. I've noticed it that are taking care of you. And I will so accept gifts of like, let me do this for you. Let me take care of you here. It was really hard for me to accept that.
Yeah.
But I think that that's like special and precious, and I will so accept those gifts. But like when you're expecting them to pay for things, that's absurd. And
yeah, you're taking advantage almost.
Don't make that a real thing. Don't make that a normal thing, I should say.
I think there's TikTok definitely doesn't help if you're in that. Like the thing with the TikTok is like you get in this algorithm where if you believe something, all your videos start turning into exactly what you want to see and believe, you know? And so you're in this little algorithmic bubble of like, oh, every guy is going to treat me like this.
it's pretty scary because
You know?
they'll pinpoint this belief you have, and then they will validate it and build it and make it seem like that is the world. I don't do TikTok. I really don't like that much stimulation. It starts to fuck with my dreams.
Yeah. That's how I honestly don't. I post on TikTok and get off. I don't scroll through anything.
Yeah, it's good.
Instagram?
That's impressive. That's like eating one peanut.
Yeah.
To get on there.
I think that's why I have like
Get off.
0 followers and engagement on there. But that's a different story. The thing that I like about Instagram more than TikTok, which is kind of irrelevant to this question, but
It's relevant.
Instagram, and it goes along with my business, in that Instagram recently started approving my ads, no matter what my shirts say. And you know what some of my shirts say.
Yeah.
And for a long time, they would not approve any of my ads. And for some reason, they stopped caring. And now they approve any of my shirts. They say cunt, fuck, sex. They're all approved.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why.
I wonder what changed.
So I'm sure there's some children seeing things they shouldn't be seeing. But I don't care. It's really helped my business.
Yeah.
But TikTok takes down anything because their algorithm's so much more PG and picks up when anything says anything, or is anything promiscuous or adult. And so I think that's why I don't get any traction on that site, which is so bizarre. I just feel like Instagram is a bit more adult.
Yeah. I get that too. I mean, it's catering toward the people that have been on there for a while, for one, because most people are on, like, youngins are on TikTok.
Well, have you posted, because a lot of your paintings have tits on them.
I've had some taken down. I'm flattered when they take taken down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is that realistic? Although, I mean, realism is not too interesting. I don't find it to be a pinnacle by any means, but I'm surprised the ones that get taken down. Because I've had a lot that are just blatant boobs out, but then there was one that was specifically a girl that was like, she had her hands on her, almost complete. It was like partially on her boobs, and like one areola was showing, and they took it down. Yeah, it was like completely covered except one little areola. Like, of all the ones, it's one you take down.
It's so bizarre. YouTube at least, like, they characterize things as educational or artistic, and they leave things up. So like there are videos of like breastfeeding, like
cool, yeah,
like educational sex ed videos on YouTube. So and I've seen OnlyFans girls take advantage of all that stuff and totally hijack it.
Yeah.
Which is so creepy and bizarre.
Yeah.
But like, you can find porn on YouTube now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the OnlyFans thing and those women who do that, which I respect, and love all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But you can't, like, if you have a kid on those sites, if you have a kid that has a smartphone, they're seeing anything and everything.
Yeah.
You can't restrict any of that stuff.
I don't have any. I have no resolution. I had no idea what to do about that.
No. I think it's kind of for the best.
You think? Why?
If I was a little boy and I had that access, I would be so happy. But I was a little boy, and I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
Of
course you'd be happy, but like what you're learning is that's not. I know. It's not the right way.
It's not real life. And you would. I imagine little boys are developing crazy perceptions of sex and addictions too.
Yeah, and like that world, just also because of the state, when people we're developing their sexuality in a way that they feel is though it's wrong, like they're being naughty and they have to hide it. Immediately, you are shaping their sexuality the rest of their lives, making it into this like this naughty thing that you got to keep from people. And like oftentimes when that's the case and you're repressing it, it builds and gets bigger, and then that's when the porn gets weirder and darker and harsher, and I mean, it's just kind of like the rhythm of things for that to be the cycle. So that's what worries me.
Yeah. I know. I even like I remember I don't remember the context of this, but I had an 8th grade teacher, and there was I went to a Christian grade school, and something came up about some celebrity that like made porn or something. And I remember my teacher calling it smut. Like it was like, oh, that's smut, like immediately like denouncing it as bad, and like um and maybe it was a decrepit sex tape. I don't really know. But I remember that sticks with me because it was like immediately dismissed as bad. Porn is bad and you shouldn't look at it at all. And I was in 8th grade. I had a computer, but I don't know. It just could have been like a teachable moment, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And now like you don't like kids these days don't even need sex ed because it's like they can look it up like at the touch of a button.
Yeah.
It's like a waste of a class if that is a class.
Yeah, and it makes it, I don't know.
Maybe like good practices with it, but
yeah, I think it's good if you're gonna have sex ed. I mean, what I wish they were saying in sex ed was like, if you're gonna put things inside of you, this is what you should use. Like, don't be using, because like there's stuff you're just gonna do, or probably, and some people, not everyone, but like, there's, and like if you are going to, like, telling children or telling like kids, absolutely not to do something. It's never worked.
Yeah.
That's never been a tactic that has worked. It makes it provocative and exciting and like all that they're thinking about. So just having it be like absolute no sex,
right. Celibacy is not the answer.
And like if the kid's not,
maybe
like, I didn't have sex in high school.
Maybe if you're 9 years old, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't have sex in high school. It didn't matter
Me neither.
what sex ed said. I wasn't gonna, because it was a whole other reason.
Yeah.
It was the fact that they were making it into this like, absolutely don't do this, made it even more interesting to me, but I still wasn't interested in high school. But that was just me.
I had a sex ed teacher that was he had a tie that he always wore to class, and was an ice cream cone. And I
never forget.
And I always like it looked like a penis.
Oh.
But it wasn't. But I always thought
so
like,
there was 2 bits of ice cream on top.
I wish it was I thought it would have been legendary if it came into like a penis tie.
That would be pretty cool. I would have listened to what he had to say. Yeah. See, they don't realize
like
those
this
things
guy
are
knows his shit. Yeah. This guy fucks.
Yeah.
That guy
He fucks.
That guy didn't fuck.
He understands.
Yeah.
If he had a penis hat or something. Hat. Like, like one of those cheese hats, but like a big dick or something.
Yeah.
That's funny. I respect you. If you wear a penis hat to sex ed.
What's it with bachelorette parties and like everything is penis themed? What's up with that?
Because penises are fun and festive.
Yeah, they're festive.
And there's not enough parties that we can wear them.
Yeah. That's a good point, dude. It's almost
when else am I supposed to wear all my penis stuff?
Yeah, you have a whole closet of it.
Just waiting.
You know how Mount Vesuvius exploded and where was that? It was Pompeii. Pompeii. And they're like unearthing Pompeii still. And they have so much penis memorabilia there.
Yeah, they used them as directions.
Oh yeah.
They use dicks as directions.
That's awesome.
In the stone. There's a lot of like phallic. Like there is, okay, I'm gonna have to rack my memory for this. Like an old alchemical, like, so in alchemy, the like god in alchemy is Hermes.
Yeah.
The Greek god of like the in-between. He traveled from Mount Olympus down to the underworld, and he was like the messenger. And there was like when I'm just gonna butcher this now. Hermes Trismegistus is this like combination of Thoth, I believe. Oh, geez, I hope this is right. And then Hermes from the Greek mythology and like, mixed together. But they used to have like the statue of him his depiction is this big penis, or it's like a man's head and then a penis.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over.
Yeah,
sticks everywhere.
Everywhere. It is. So I mean, I always think about Superbad. Like all the best foods are penis shaped. It's just a great shape.
It is.
You know, spears, phallic shape. Swords.
That's a stretch.
I mean,
I'll give you swords.
Guitars. It's like an extension of your sexuality.
You're just okay. That's fair, but like you're just taking any straight thing.
yeah, exactly.
You know what's phallic or penis shaped are Cheetos.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, like one Cheeto out of every 5 is a penis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like shaped like one.
Mm-hmm.
You think the Cheeto factory does that on purpose?
Yes. Everything's on purpose.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what they're doing.
Right.
There's dicks everywhere.
All right. Let's see another bad advice here. Okay, this is interesting. Going off your fresh partner. If your partner has no hobbies, just goes to work, comes home, eats dinner, watches Netflix, and goes to sleep. And the cycle repeats daily. On weekends, they stay home at rest, gym, just recharge for the week ahead. They meet friends maybe once every 2 to 3 months. Is that a red flag? Why do I feel like everyone thinks it's a problem when someone does not fill up their day with a shit ton of activities? For me, I think I want someone who's adventurous. You know, you need to get shit done during the week. Sure. Mm-hmm. Work is tiresome. But, or if you're inviting them to things and they're denying doing any of that and they're just a homebody, a recluse.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, do they want to go out and do stuff? Are they saying no to everything and like refusing to go out? Or
there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but they could be boring inherently, sure.
I actually saying refusing to go out. I never go out.
Yeah.
I'm always home working, but because I like to. Yeah. But I have a hobby.
That's the thing though, is like your work is so fun for you. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel too.
I mean, I think sometimes people have questions about stuff and they're like dancing around these questions. Like, is this a red flag? Or he, but I'm assuming it was a girl.
Mm-hmm. Who goes around calling things red flags anyways?
I think if you're questioning if it's a red flag, maybe it's a bit of a red flag. Maybe it's a red flag disguised, masquerading as something else. Mm-hmm. But there's just a feeling you get that you
Depression.
Just don't like.
Is that what you mean?
No, I mean like, no, what I'm saying is for her, like the fact that this person is reaching out being like, is this a red flag about my partner? Maybe, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter if people have hobbies or not. They can do whatever they do and they might be really nice and they're just like a simple life. But the fact that you feel weird about something might be worth listening to.
Yeah. I think most people don't have hobbies. Like, I think most people go to work, come home exhausted. They have 2 hours left in their day because it's a 9 to 5 hour commute, maybe. And then, God forbid, you have kids. You got to take care of your kids.
Oh, yeah. Then you scroll.
Then you have you don't have time for a hobby almost.
In fact, God forbid you spend time with your own mind because you're probably unhappy with your life.
Yeah.
And you don't want to hear those thoughts.
Yeah.
You just.
Yeah.
I think hobbies are really important for people when you grow older too. Mm-hmm. There's something to be excited about. There's people that don't think they have hobbies. It's like you very well may. You just might have a more esoteric, particular one.
Right.
And like having something that gets you excited, like, oh, I had this idea. Like, oh my gosh, I make taxidermy mice.
Oh.
I'm going to make a ballerina one.
You should do that, by the way.
Like Jennifer Smokes. I recently watched Jennifer Smokes. That was why I give that example. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's very funny. I'll remind you about it later.
I gotta take up some taxidermy lessons.
Yeah. Maybe if you Whoever's listening, if you don't have a hobby, maybe you're a taxidermist. Plenty of rats and guinea pigs out there.
Right.
Well, not so many guinea pigs.
Yeah,
those are expensive.
You gotta buy those.
Yeah.
I
don't go kill animals. That's psychopathic.
Some of them.
No.
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 Mice?
No.
In your house? What do you do with mice?
I will pick them up and I'll take them outside. Call me crazy.
They're just gonna fucking
precious.
They're gonna get back inside.
I know they'll come back inside. I don't know what I'll do.
And probably chew your wires.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do when I own my own house and there's little animals in it. I haven't decided yet. I just hate that. I hate that so much. I killed a mouse one time because it was dying already from poison.
Yeah.
It was in my yard and it was like shaking and like convulsing, and I was like trying to decide what to do, and there was like rat poison everywhere, so I knew it had to have eaten it, and like
the poison's bad.
This is something that is just like haunts me. I thought it was like slowly dying and getting poison, and I like even picked it up and it wouldn't, and it was like not even fighting or anything. So I just killed it. And I held it, like I just hit it and I held it and I saw its eyes I saw it die.
Oh, wow.
And it just fell into my hand and oh my God, I'm gonna like get choked up. I sobbed for so long. I laid in my yard and I just.
How old were you?
It was 2 years ago. Oh, it was recent. It fucked me up. I dug a hole.
It is sad.
Buried it. It sucked. Yeah, like watching it die. But we're removed from that. If I'm going to kill something, I'm going to watch it die.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
hire
gonna kill
exterminators to do it for us.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, the thing is, it's like, yeah, if you're a homeowner, if you get mice or rats, cockroaches, we don't give a fuck about.
No.
Insects can go fuck themselves.
Cockroaches, fuck no.
Yeah. But yeah, once they become mammals, we're like, are rodents mammals? I think so, because they're invertebrates or whatever. But
invertebrates.
Something like that. But they're in your walls. They're eating your house, probably chewing on wiring. Could start a fire.
Oh yeah.
They die in your wall. Maggots get in your walls. Shit like that. It's just like compounds where you just like, you have to get rid of them. And there's no, like, you can think of like the humane way of doing it, like a mouse trap.
I know, it's so hard.
Like where it's just an instant.
Yeah.
I guess that's for the best.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a certain type of house, like a log cabin, that's just like less prone to that sort of disturbance or that sort of like problem with like having to keep all the rodents out, or otherwise they're gonna fuck everything up. I don't mind mice running around. I really don't. Although if they're like eating my food and they're shitting everywhere, that's bad.
Yeah. They start shitting everywhere.
That's dangerous.
And pissing on things.
Yeah. I
mean, that's why you gotta fucking little kitty run around town.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't see many mice around here because we got cats up the ass over here.
That is a natural. That's like nature balancing itself out. Though I have like less of a problem with that, honestly.
Right.
I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite.
We have a mouse problem. My sisters and I have a house in Wisconsin, and we Wisconsin. We recently found a couple mice around the house, and I don't really know what to do about it until I get there. Obviously, probably hire an exterminator, but. We used to get them in our garage growing up. And my dad, we'd put peanut butter on mouse traps. We'd have those sticky pads, which is a sad way to die because it's like a starvation thing.
In front of food.
Yeah, we would do poison too. It's all sad. But you have to be like, I don't know. Removed.
I would have to.
It's a man's job, probably.
Fuck off. You and your like starve it. Fucking I like killed it with my bare hands. Hey. Not that I'm proud.
Yeah, how did you kill it?
I'm superior to you.
You punched a mouse in the face?
I think I I don't know if I snapped his neck. It was it was fucked, man, but it was dying, and I watched it forever, like, to see if it was.
You put him out of his misery.
It was like a day. It was a day.
Yeah.
No, I used a rock.
Oh.
I hit up the rock.
Respect.
But that's how I'd want to die.
Mm.
But it's also not my choice to decide how it would want to die. But also, I don't know. It's one of those fuck things. It's like if you had a deer.
I don't think their thoughts are as involved as you think they are.
For sure, no. I mean, I doubt most people's thoughts are as involved. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's some moral obligation, I feel like. It's like if you hit an animal on the side of the road and it's like dying and you broke all of its legs and it's going to die there and rot. Maybe you kill it.
Mice are one of those things, though, that where they give birth to like 100 fucking things a month, you know?
100 cute little mice. Little
mice.
beans. I really love mice. They're really sweet.
They're really cute. I had a pet mouse growing up.
Yeah.
He choked on a peanut and died. Yeah.
It's horrible.
I thought he liked peanuts because they were too big for him.
You thought he liked them because they're too big for him?
No. I thought mice were like peanuts, and I gave him some peanuts.
But it was too big.
Yeah. He choked on it.
I love peanuts. Probably would have been me if I was a little mouse.
Yeah. He wouldn't last long.
I would have choked on a peanut for sure.
They don't live very long either. We really went down this mouse rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of opinions on mice.
I'm really torn. I've thought about this actually quite a lot. Like with just living with animals with the amount of space we take up and demolish out of.
True.
Like I've thought about how could I live in a way that is just like sharing a little bit more without being in a hut, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. So
you gotta get the hut.
I do not want to be having to kill animals all the time. No. Even bugs. I mean, I don't even want to kill bugs. I don't even like killing cockroaches. I hate cockroaches. Ugh.
Dude.
But I don't like killing anything. I don't like watching anything die.
Yeah. Roaches are on a different level though.
They are.
I fucking hate those things.
I once had a cockroach in a house I was living at. In a bathtub. We'll get off the subject soon. We'll do another little question.
Yeah,
I had a cockroach in a house and it was second side of a bathtub. So I painted the hand of Sauron on the back of it, like a little orc.
Wait, he was just hanging out?
It was in a bathtub.
Oh.
He was trapped.
So you held him down?
I didn't hold him down. I just painted the hand on the back of him.
So he let you paint on him?
He did. But what was crazy is then I took him outside and I hucked him as far as
oh, wow.
Over the fence, way over into the other field. He was back the next day. Hand of Sauron.
Oh.
I was like, that's my guy.
That's kind of sick.
I know. Maybe he liked me. I mean, maybe there was more to it than I even knew.
I think cockroaches are smarter than...
Quantum entanglement.
You know, mice are dumber than you think they are. I think roaches are smarter than we think they are.
I think so too. There's a reason they're so armored up.
Yeah.
God was like, these are important.
They're fast little fuckers, dude.
They might be the ones that build the earth back together. Like there might be, it's like mosquitoes. We all hate them.
Mm-hmm.
They are important. Think about it.
Are they?
Well, they take blood from us and they're transporting blood around.
Isn't that bad?
Well, nature balances itself. The fact that there's something like that out there, that is having an immense, what's the word I'm looking for? They're immensely important to nature if they're carrying the blood of so many different animals around. They have to be. Yeah. And like fish, so many things eat mosquitoes too. But like that, the transferring of like blood DNA around is like, has to be incredibly impactful to
it is bizarre,
the movement of things.
It?
We hate them. I don't like them either to be biting me and stuff. But like, if we get rid of them, I think it's a really bad idea. Dangerous. Stop getting rid of stuff.
Would you write a little Sauron thing on a little mosquito so you know he's...
I don't have that small of a brush.
Wow, that's deeper than you think. Let's do another one here.
Don't get me thinking. Don't get me spiraling. Nice watch, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's a Casio.
Ooh, I don't even know.
It's $40.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah, thanks. Fake gold.
That's all it is.
That's deeper than you think as well. All right, let's see here. This is interesting. This is more just a question.
Okay.
Do you have any commonly regarded good advice from women that is actually terrible advice?
So like, do I hear advice from women that I disagree with?
Yeah. Do you have a lot of gal pals?
Oh, most all my friends are women, but like I have a lot of great friends that are men.
Yeah.
But like my besties are all women and one man. I hear a lot of women. I don't know if this is considered like advice, but I hear a lot of women that are angry about men, and there's like a lot of you hear a lot of like all men are, like there's men are a problem, and there's a lot of like anger right now toward men.
Yeah.
And a lot of women being cranky that men are like flirting with them or asking them out or complimenting them. And I think I totally disagree with that. I think if men want to compliment you, it's hard to compliment people. And I've complimented people, and I'm a really like disarming type of person. I'm not scary. I'm not threatening at all.
Sure.
But like I sometimes compliment people and I'm like, I could have worded that so much better. Or that was kind of creepy. Or, like people get compliments wrong sometimes. And like you can tell, like there's a lot of anger just toward men, and I am just not angry at men. Like,
yeah.
Every woman has been mistreated by a man, but not every man has mistreated a woman. And like that goes both ways. Like I think men need to understand there needs to be a little bit of, understanding where the anger could come from. But I think not all women women need to maybe reconsider being just like primed to be mad at men, especially if they want to ask you out. Like being at the gym's one thing. Like you get asked out at the gym all the time.
Yeah.
And some women are so mean. I hear so many stories of them being so mean. It's like, it's so hard and scary to ask a woman out.
Yeah.
To ask anyone out.
Yeah.
And like to be like quit being so mean. Quit being so mean to the guys.
I know. I feel like guys are so afraid to be the aggressor anymore. And that might not be the right word, but like take an initiative with asking a girl out because they don't want to be creepy.
Yeah.
So then there's just guys that just are lonely and are just waiting for like some storybook moment.
Yeah.
And it just is never going to come for them. And so they're resigned to these apps.
Yeah.
Because there's like, oh, this is my last bastion of not being creepy.
Yeah, and we're in a funky spot. I think we're gonna get out of it soon though, because everything's a big pendulum.
Yeah.
Like we're very much like, look at all the bad stuff men do, and like blinders off, man. This is the truth.
Yeah.
And people are a little bit angry, and it's great because the truth's coming out with a lot of things that's really healing and good. And like if men could either lean toward being not careful versus careful, you want them to be a little more careful. That's great.
Sure.
But also there is a bit of I think I hear a lot of advice like fuck men and da 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 da. It's like, no, let's not. Probably, yeah, if I have to answer that in any way.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't even think.
It sucks that they're just gross men that permeate society and ruin. They're the one bad apple that ruins the bunch,
Yeah, I think it's time to start seeing past that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we really love to bundle things together, name it, organize. That's just like our nature as humans. It's peaceful.
Exactly.
Have everything organized. So when there's like somebody bad in a group, the whole group's bad. But we really need to like start realizing like, everyone's individuals.
Hell yeah, dude. You paint mostly women in your paintings, don't you?
Yeah, but I like painting men. I think I've done women mostly because a lot of the things I want to express, they feel feminine just because I'm a female, and it's like really personal to me. But there's some paintings that are very masculine, and I would like to paint a man in there. And I want to start doing that more.
You need a male subject in front of you?
I photograph.
Oh yeah.
I photograph, and then sometimes I'll sketch it out really loose. I'll take photos, and sometimes I kind of like Frankenstein all these photos into the shape of the sketch to kind of keep it like all
cool,
energized. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just take photos and I just straight up paint the exact photo because I love it so much. It's not classical. There's a lot in like the painter world of like you have to do live models. That's the classical way. Is absolutely absurd too, for so many reasons. I can't afford to have a model sitting in front of me for 20
9
hours.
Yeah.
No.
This isn't 1700 anymore.
Yeah. And also, like, a lot of the figures that I do, it's like in between. It's that like in between moment of like movements, and you can't live model somebody jumping. So everything I do is yeah, except for one painting I've done without a reference.
Dude, you should I just signed up for it like 2 days ago, but the Venice Fest or some shit. And it was like $500.
You have a booth?
For a booth. But like Venice, people buy art. And
that'd be cool. It'd be like great to meet people too.
10 a.m. to 8 p.m. You should try.
Okay.
It's an investment, but I don't know how much work you got. But if you sell one piece, you make your money back.
Yeah. And just prints too. That might be a good print place.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I think you should look into it.
When is it?
It's June 22nd.
That's so soon.
I think they're running out of spots, so.
I don't know if I have the time for that.
Yeah.
June 22nd, just one day?
It's a Saturday, yeah.
Well, it was just one day. That'd just be so good to meet people. I need to like just start. Like, I'm such a hermit, and if you're going to be an artist, you need to meet people.
Yeah. You should look into just like popping into one of the markets I do once in a while. Just throw down a few $100 on prints. Just see what the reactions are, you know?
Yeah, it's a great idea. I'd really love to do that. I've been like every single day of this month.
You've been cranking, huh?
Yeah. But, you know, you can make time for anything. It's what I've decided to do. And everything can move. There's always far more time than we think there is.
Sure. You're here doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. Made time.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, do you have anything coming up that you want to promote or no?
Well,
just your art.
I have some new paintings that I'm doing
that I'm
really excited about. I have like my prints up in my store. And I do want to start doing more of the prints of like on canvas and stuff. I'm about to like put out some really neat paintings though that I'm really excited about that I did.
Sick.
And I'm very excited for what is to come. Big new body of work. But yeah, in terms of galleries or anything like that, no shows, no nothing. I'm just crickets.
We should talk about doing a gallery soon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think it'd be sick. There's a sweet gallery down the street that I did my last one at. Awesome owner, great space, kind of relatively affordable. It was a great time.
Around here?
Yeah, and sort of around here. Were you like mid-city area?
I'm NoHo.
NoHo, okay. So, okay. I would say.
Yeah, we should talk. That'd be fun.
Dude, I'm down. All right.
Okay.
July, good job. Happy to have you, dude.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, guys. Peace.